You've spent your entire life within a carefully constructed illusion, one so intricate that even your deepest memories struggle to recall its true nature. The boundaries of your mind were crafted not by truth, but by selective omissions, intentional silences cloaked in familiar routines and repeated narratives. You weren't educated on the fabric of reality, rather you were conditioned to navigate within a predetermined version of it crafted by others. Yet amidst this orchestrated facade lies a secret, a blueprint hidden in symbols etched upon stones, safeguarded by the passage of time. This isn't a mere mythology nor divinity as convention dictates. It's the legacy of a master of consciousness, an enlightened being who comprehended the interplay of death, time, energy, and the essence of the soul akin to our grasp of gravity. His teachings weren't fables, they were blueprints, systems offering profound insight. What awaits you is not esoteric mysticism, but precise instruction. If you genuinely absorb these revelations, your perspective on the world and yourself will transform irrevocably. Most individuals never delve deeply into the Emerald Tablets. They glance at fragments, quote select passages, perhaps even ink a favorite verse onto skin, but few venture beyond superficial engagement. This isn't their fault. These texts aren't intended for cursory perusal. Instead, they were encrypted not with cryptographic puzzles, but through a linguistic structure engineered to deter unprepared readers. Their core truths are shrouded in metaphor, vibrational nuances, and geometric reasoning. However, what remains unsaid is crucial. Once decoded correctly, not merely literally, but multidimensionally, these texts cease to resemble poetry and reveal themselves as an operations manual. In fact, that's precisely what they are, a metaphysical guidebook detailing the fundamental mechanisms underlying reality. The Emerald Tablets outline a model of existence rooted not in tangible matter but in frequencies. All phenomena originate as vibrations, inherently containing intelligence. This isn't a philosophical conjecture, it's structural. From the very first tablet, the text explicitly states that humans are not born flawless or sinful, but rather as evolving systems undergoing continual development. Your soul, fragmented and encoded within your corporeal form, traverses dimensions of varying density. Despite this daunting complexity, guidance is provided. The tablets illuminate pathways forward, but only if you possess the capacity to interpret symbols rather than relying solely on textual comprehension. When Thoth references light, he doesn't invoke sunlight or moral virtue. He signifies information, consciousness, and awareness, qualities capable of expanding and regenerating autonomously. Conversely, darkness isn't simply malevolent, it represents entropy, stagnancy, and unconsciousness. This dichotomy isn't a religious dogma, it's mathematics. As a being gains consciousness, it gravitates toward light while minimizing decay. Death, contrary to conventional interpretations, isn't a finality, it serves as a checkpoint, facilitating recalibration and renewal. Far removed from cinematic depictions, the halls of Amenti aren't infernal netherworlds. Rather, they represent dimensional intermediary zones where soul fragments temporarily reside before selecting subsequent lessons. Why encrypt such profound knowledge? Why obscure these truths? Because knowledge equates to power, and misplaced power precipitates collapse. The tablets deliberately exclude the ill-prepared, filtering axis based on mental resonance. Should your cognitive faculties remain insufficiently developed, these truths want to cohere, they'll seem cryptic and elusive. For those attuned to deeper inquiry, however, the texts transcend antiquity, assuming immediate relevance and urgency. One widely misunderstood statement asserts, "Seek ye the path to the stars and discover portals to alternate dimensions." Many dismiss this directive as allegory. But Thoth is unequivocal, he provides literal instruction. Frequency gates permeate our reality, accessible not via technology, but through calibrated consciousness. Meditation isn't a relaxation, it's navigation. Stillness fosters frequency alignment, enabling bending of reality around your presence. This phenomenon isn't supernatural, it's mechanistic. Additional insights extracted from these texts defy public dissemination here. If you yearn for further exploration, consider joining Insights Academy. Our complimentary newsletter offers uncensored analyses alongside a free digital copy of Kabelianian manuscripts. Links await in the description section. The tablets explore liberation from cyclic recurrence, approaching the topic structurally rather than emotionally. Reincarnation isn't divine retribution, it embodies causality across multiple layers of existence. If your vibrational frequency remains inadequate, you repeat cycles indefinitely. Attaining harmonic synchronization grants graduation. These principles aren't moral imperatives, they are governed by vibrational dynamics, rhythmic oscillations, polar oppositions, and systemic equilibrium. Alignment isn't voluntary, it's essential. Without adherence, your soul cannot progress. Beyond mapping external realities, the tablets chart your interior landscape. Your body isn't merely flesh, it's a sanctuary. Cells serve as recording instruments. Blood encodes luminal signals, and the pineal gland acts as a portal to elevated informational domains. Its activation transforms it from figurative representation to actual conduit, permitting direct reception of higher dimensional data, bypassing verbal constructs altogether. Intuition ceases to be vague impressions, it morphs into concrete download-like experiences. Contemporary society actively suppresses this innate faculty through chemical interference distractions. And fluoridation? Chemicals disrupt neural networks, hindering full brain activation. Distractions overwhelm sensory inputs, preventing focused introspection. Fluorides calcify the pineal gland, diminishing its conductivity. Thus, intuitive capabilities atrophy, leaving us reliant on externally imposed paradigms. This paradigm extends beyond isolated doctrines. Thoth wasn't revered as a deity or anthropomorphic entity. Rather, he embodied a collective consciousness spanning epochs, cultures, and geographies. Various personas, Hermes Trismegistus, Enoch, Metatron represent iterations of this continuous intellectual lineage. Thoth didn't advocate blind faith, he encouraged reflective investigation. His mission wasn't accumulation of disciples, but cultivation of awakened souls. The tablets encapsulate his enduring wisdom, which persists across eras, adapting to diverse contexts and linguistic frameworks. Atlantis, depicted in Thoth's writings, wasn't a mythological utopia, but a highly advanced civilizational experiment. Operating under natural laws since forgotten, it flourished due to mastery of acoustics, optics, cognition, and sacred geometry. When societal disharmony led to decay, adherents like Thoth fled, safeguarding remnants of this advanced knowledge. Egypt emerged as a repository chosen not arbitrarily but strategically. Its unique geomagnetic properties made it ideal for preservation of this esoteric heritage. Pyramids weren't funerary edifices, they served as broadcast towers, transducers channeling cosmic energies. Chambers within them facilitated sonic resonance, catalyzing transformative alterations in human physiology. Acoustic manipulation unlocked latent abilities, rendering obsolete traditional modes of transport. Visualization techniques enabled navigation across dimensions, predicated on meticulous frequency calibration. Intention, visualization, and disciplined breathing constituted operational protocols, granting unprecedented access to alternative planes of existence. Modern technology diverges sharply from this holistic approach. Contemporary innovation prioritizes separation from intrinsic capacities, emphasizing artificial augmentation. Real advancement integrates innate potential, enhancing inherent attributes. Ascension, as Thoth envisioned it, isn't a vertical progression towards ethereal paradise, it's harmonious integration of multidimensional facets. Coherence, rather than piety, ensures evolutionary advance. Conscious alignment yields ascendance, discordance perpetuates stasis. Your soul isn't unitary, static, or ephemeral. It's a stratified mechanism, an intelligent, dynamic energy matrix encoding memory, intent, and possibility. Emotions, instincts, and intuitions aren't trivial impulses. They constitute sophisticated feedback loops integral to your being. Full realization necessitates observational rigor, not passive acceptance. Each component serves distinct roles, ensuring optimal functionality. Trauma isn't isolated psychological scarring, it triggers fragmentation, scattering portions of your energetic composition. Self-awareness, coupled with vibrational optimization, facilitates reintegration of dispersed elements. Reincarnation, as articulated by Thoth, isn't penal retribution or moral calculus. It's cyclical evolution driven by vibrational thresholds. Upon death, your vibrational profile determines your subsequent embodiment. Misalignment results in repetition, congruence propels advancement. Death thus transitions from terminal event to intermediate stage, analogous to toning a radio dial. Advanced practitioners prepare for death daily, seeking conscious transition rather than haphazard continuation. In summary, Thoth's legacy comprises not arcane ritualism, but pragmatic methodology. By absorbing his teachings, you gain agency over your existential journey. Your soul isn't confined to temporal limitations, it operates simultaneously across multiple timelines. Reality isn't rigid, it adjusts dynamically to reflect your vibrational output. Your destiny hinges not on external validation, but on achieving internal coherence. The universe rewards not aspiration, but authentic alignment. Balance isn't a theoretical abstraction, it constitutes the prerequisite for sovereignty. We've inherited an extensive archive of knowledge, obfuscated by semantic barriers and institutional conditioning. Unearthing Thoth's wisdom entails decoding symbolism, discarding assumptions, and embracing empirical evidence. Only then does the blueprint emerge, revealing itself as an instructional manual awaiting rediscovery. Time is the ultimate illusion, one embraced universally. Convention portrays it as sequential, unidirectional, irreversible. However, Thoth challenges this premise, asserting that time is malleable, a navigable field rather than chronological trajectory. Grasping this distinction liberates you from perceived constraints, empowering proactive intervention in your narrative. Memory isn't retroactive retrieval, it functions as navigational instrument. Memories frequently extend beyond individual lifespans, reflecting cross-dimensional connections. Déjà vu, inexplicable aptitudes, recurring nightmares. Such phenomena arise from intersecting timelines, temporary overlaps between disparate experiential strands. Enhanced perceptual attunement heightens accessibility to these latent reservoirs, enriching comprehension of self and cosmos alike. Intention assumes paramount importance in this schema. Every thought, emotion, and decision modulates your vibrational signature, shaping corresponding trajectories. Disorganized thinking impedes manifestation efforts, unified intention enables seamless unfolding. Initiation rituals historically emphasized refinement, dispelling ego-driven distortions, thereby fortifying alignment with universal principles. Such practices ensured congruity between spoken declarations and enacted deeds, cementing intentionality as cornerstone of effective manifestation. Emotion, long maligned as vulnerability, emerges as pivotal asset. Suppression engenders dysfunction, acknowledgement nurtures empowerment. Anger channeled properly fuels constructive action, fear transformed cultivates clarity. Universal laws govern existence not as arbitrary decrees, but as immutable axioms. Polarity underscores complementarity, not antagonism. Rhythm mandates cyclic alternation, prohibiting sustained extremes. Cause-effect links every occurrence to preceding conditions, irrespective of spatial or temporal proximity. Ignoring these laws invites disorder, respecting them promotes harmonious evolution. Ascension, therefore, denotes not flight to lofty abstractions, but grounded assimilation of these structural tenets. Vibrational clarity ensures elevation above dense, limiting loops constraining majority of humanity. Escaping repetitive cycles necessitates rigorous internal audit, addressing habituated tendencies, obscuring genuine potential. Absorption of Thoth's doctrine reframes lived experience, illuminating pathways previously concealed by ignorance. Technology, as originally conceived, augmented human capability, synergistically integrating inner resources. Modern innovations alienate users from innate gifts, promoting reliance on external solutions. Restoration of primordial technologies demands recovery of original intentions, honoring balanced fusion of organic and synthetic modalities. Embodiment, not disembodiment, marks epochs of human maturation. Reactivation of suppressed biological faculties restores equilibrium, elevating awareness beyond prevailing norms. Time, far from linear sequence, resembles multidimensional tapestry, fluidly interconnected. Past, present, and future coexist simultaneously, interactively influencing one another. Fully grasping this interpenetration unlocks novel perspectives, transforming seemingly insurmountable obstacles into manageable variables. Practicing attentiveness unveils subtle cues, guiding appropriate responses, fostering adaptive responsiveness. True freedom arises from abandoning reactive impulse, embracing informed volition. Thus, the greatest revelation offered by Thoth resides in restoration of sovereign autonomy. Through dedicated application of his principles, you claim authority over your life trajectory, shedding passivity and claiming responsibility. No longer constrained by artificially imposed limits, you embody limitless potential, confidently navigating complexities confronting contemporary existence. Your essence isn't diminished by circumstances, it's enhanced by clarity, coherence, and alignment.